was around about a year ago that I first saw Eraserhead, the debut film from acclaimed director, painter, musician, writer, and lifelong weirdo David Lynch. Like most good art house cinema, left me feeling a little more confused than satisfied by the time the credits rolled. But like only the best art house cinema, something about it, something intangible, a feeling I couldn't quite understand, stuck in my brain and never left. Ever since, I've been drawn to this film like a moth to a flickering Lynchian light bulb, trying to track down and understand that surreal, uncanny something that I never realized I was feeling, but that was always there. Why is it that I, some kid born in 2000, feel like this film from 1977 speaks so strongly to something deep within me, within my generation today? Why is it that 44 years after its release, Eraserhead seems to resonate stronger than ever before? Famously, Lynch has refused to give any sort of idea as to what the film actually means. For as long as it's existed, it's been a bit of an enigma. But if you've ever heard anyone talk about the film, then you've probably heard the theory that it's about the anxiety of parenthood. I mean, after all, the film's loose plot does circle around a parent who's abandoned with a constantly crying, deformed baby fetus type thing. But hey, I've never had kids, and after watching Eraserhead, I'm pretty sure I never will. But the film still affected me. There's got to be something more. Until recently, I couldn't figure out what that was, but then it hit me. Oh, you're watching it too. What do you think?
God, I don't even know what this is. If I'm honest, it's a bit boring. Seems kind of pointless. It's just gross and tedious. It's like, what the hell even is this about?
Look, I get it. Clearly it's not for everyone. I mean, art house horror is a tough genre to stomach even at the best of times. But I do think that today, Eraserhead is speaking louder than ever before. I've realized that this is because, more than anything, Eraserhead is a film about loneliness.
You're not the first person to say that Henry looks like a sad, lonely guy. What's your point?
Well, it's not just any type of loneliness. Weirdly, it's a loneliness that comes from never truly being alone. Henry is almost always surrounded by others. His wife, his in-laws, the girl across the hall, his goddamn baby. But not once does he share a positive or even remotely comfortable interaction with any of them. Not a single person Henry talks to seems to have the interest or even the capacity to understand him. He lives in a cold world full of people without a single one who truly connects with him. Henry's loneliness comes not from lack of contact, but from too much of the wrong contact, superficial contact, contact that really makes you feel more isolated. But what does this mean for us today? In the 21st century, we are facing a pandemic of loneliness. A new digital, more insidious type of loneliness has been on the rise ever since the start of the internet era. On our phones, through our laptops, our TVs, we see, hear, and talk to more people today than at any other point in human history. Yet despite our increased connectivity, the depth of our connections are dwindling. Surrounded by the internet, whether in work, school, or just general life, we are constantly replacing face-to-face interactions for superficial digital ones, tricking ourselves into thinking that we can replace something for which there is no substitute. It's leaving us more lonely than ever. And it's not just me saying this either. In a 2017 UC Berkeley study, it was found that despite having larger social networks, young internet-era aged people reported feeling twice as lonely as middle-aged adults. This is what Eraserhead is tapping into. This is why it resonates so strongly today. It's that intangible something about the film, that feeling, the loneliness of false connections. Today, with the internet, no one is ever truly alone. And like Henry, it's not that we lack connections, it's that we're constantly surrounded by the wrong ones. I'm sorry, I've really been trying to put on a good show for you guys, but I can't, like, what is that goddamn noise? Eraserhead is many things, but for me, it's a cautionary tale about the dangers of social isolation. And whilst Henry might fail at finding connection, he reminds us of the importance of finding genuine connections in our day-to-day rather than letting superficial ones dominate us. And despite all of Eraserhead's weirdness, the fact that it's finding new ways to resonate with people and remaining more relevant than ever only speaks to it being a timeless, classic piece of art. And if nothing else, it really makes us glad not to be living in a world overrun by technology and industry, where the natural world is falling apart and relationships are becoming more disconnected, superficial, and impersonal with every passing day.